Hi folks, I'm Dave, welcome back. Today I want to talk about confirmation bias, but before I do, please take 2 seconds just to scroll down, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell, make sure you stay notified of future content. For those of you who are already subscribed, thank you very much for your effort. The channel's growing and we're getting more subscribers all the time. I really appreciate your hard work. Okay, let's crack on. So, confirmation bias, what is it? It's when we go out of our way to seek information that agrees with our pre-existing ideas or beliefs. It sounds simple, and it pretty much is. And it's not necessarily something that we all do consciously, but it is absolutely something that we all do. Okay, we all have, we all go out of our way at some point to look for confirmation bias. But it's not always deliberate. It can be the people we choose to hang around with, it can be the places that we choose to go to, it can be the things we choose to engage with, the hobbies we go and participate in. Okay, so let's take sports. It could be which is your favourite sport, okay? Now, if you've heard people arguing over whether football's better than rugby, then I'm sure you've heard them ganging up together. And of course the football crew all get their friends in to argue the point about why football's better than rugby and vice versa. It's confirmation bias. You don't often get somebody from the one side, the football side, going, well, actually, I want to debate on the side of rugby. I want to hear why rugby's better. Yeah. No, they want to get all the other people who agree with what they believe in, and they want to get that confirmation to bolster their position, make themselves feel more confident in their own belief, and affirm what they already believe to be the truth. In this case, it's which is the best sport. Okay, it's mostly harmless. In which case, crack on. It's not a problem at all. Okay. But can it be a problem? Yeah, I mean, let's keep it in sports. Sport teams, people can start arguing about which team is the best, and you can get the fanaticism that takes place. It can become the sports clubs, the fan clubs, yeah? People get quite fanatic about sports, okay? My team's better than your team. I've got to wear the latest strip all the time. You're not wearing the latest strip, you're not as big a fan as I am, you've got to have the latest strip, you've got to pay the money to get the latest one. Yeah, they hang around with the same people, the ones who like the same teams, go to the same matches, season ticket holders, it's a little club amongst themselves. And tensions rise, rival teams, local derbies, this sort of stuff, all these things come together and there is tension. And why? At the end of the day, it's a sports match. Personally, I'm not really into sports, so I get to see it from an outside perspective. You see them arguing it, and it's nothing more than somebody's got an opposing opinion, and because it stands in the face of their own belief, it causes conflict. That's it. Okay, and they surround themselves with more and more people of that belief, and it just increases that position and increases the likelihood of tension. And of course, the bigger that position, the more people that share in that same belief, the more the likelihood that they will feel that they can take an opposing, let's say, violent opposition to whoever stands against them. This is why you end up with things like football violence. Okay, so I mean, I'm not going to go into psychology and all that sort of stuff. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm just talking about the confirmation bias and how it develops into something bigger than it needs to be. And it all comes to do with surrounding yourself by people who believe in the same things as you, and how it makes you feel bigger than you are because you're part of the team. It's a pack mentality. Okay, it's not just sport, it's other things. Okay, this is how wars happen, this is how nationalism happens, this is how lots of these things happen whenever a group of people come together with one singular belief, goal or aim, where that ideal belief or aim is bolstered by each other. This is the root of it. It used to be, you used to have to go out and get it, so you used to have to go and get your local newspaper, and this is your source of information, the newspaper you chose to get, whether it was it your Sun, your Daily Mail, or was it your Times, or your Guardian, which was your source of information coming in? What's your source of literature? What are you reading? Who are you choosing to hang around with? Are you choosing to hang around with, are you choosing to hang around with other football fans? Are you hanging around with book readers? Or are you were going out and you were finding other sources of information for this confirmation bias? You had to go out for it. Now, that is very different to what is happening today, purely because you do not have to go anywhere. Not only that, but you don't even have to do anything except log on. Now, in fact, I think half the time now you don't even have to log on to the internet to get your confirmation bias, because push messaging, things like social media now is an absolute minefield of confirmation bias. So, if you're on, let's just pick one. Let's just pick Facebook, for instance. Yeah. If you're on Facebook and you choose to only follow certain groups, certain pages, and certain people who have the same ideologies, beliefs, whatever as yourself, or follow the same football teams as you, whatever it is, yeah, you pick one, X, Y, or Z. It doesn't matter. If you have a select group and you only have those people following you, or you following them, sorry, okay, then the algorithms work to say that is what you're interested in. So it pushes items of interest to you based only on what you have liked. So what you see is just things that you are likely to like. Yeah. So you're not going to see anything new, anything that's going to push your horizons. And as I said, you're getting push notifications now, so you don't have to log on to see it. You get things pinging up on your phone screen saying, this has just come up on Facebook, something's just posted. Or, this is what's just come up on the news, on whatever your chosen news app is. Because, again, like social media, whichever news source you follow, and some of them allow you to choose what your favourite topics are, and it will only show you what you want to see, and it will give push notifications so you see it. Okay, so you don't even have to log on to them. You'll just get pushed straight to your phone, and you'll just see the things that you are interested in, the things that you want to see. And ostensibly, it seems like a great idea, because I only get the things I'm interested in. Yeah, it's like logging on. It's like turning on the TV and only ever having TV shows that you want to watch. Bliss, brilliant. Yeah, no more flicking through 500 channels and not finding anything. But unfortunately, it doesn't give you any diversification that will allow you to form new opinions, to allow you to challenge your own beliefs, and open up your horizons to a wider world. Okay. And this is where it gets dangerous. Okay? This is where things end up getting messy. Now, I try not to get political in my videos. I know sometimes on my comments people try and get a bit political with me, and I try and keep it out. Okay? I don't care which way you lean politically or anything like that. Okay? All I know is that if you have a political leaning, and all you ever follow is people with that political leaning, all you'll ever see is information that confirms your bias towards that political leaning. And it will only ever make you more distant from people of another leaning. Yeah? This is why now we're getting this broadening divide, this ultra right wing, ultra left wing, alt right, alt left, all this us and them division that's coming up on the news all the time at the moment. Okay? Because nobody can find any common ground. Because everybody's living in this social media bubble, echo chamber of confirmation bias, where everybody is just seeing more and more and more and more and more of what they already think, and it's not challenging them to think differently. But both sides think that they are right and that the other side are blind to the other side, and they're both calling each other names, they're both calling each other snowflake, both calling each other sheeple, and the truth of the matter is they're both falling prey to exactly the same thing, and that is this trap of confirmation bias. Okay, guys, you've got to open up your horizons. You've got to start following people with different political leanings, start engaging in conversation with people who don't necessarily agree with you. Yeah, sometimes people drain you, and you've just got to stop the conversation, mute it, and leave it. Yeah, and come back to it. It can be exhausting when you absolutely adamantly cannot find common ground with somebody. But you've got to try and have that conversation with people, because that conversation, then all you end up with is this division and conflict. There has to be conversation. Okay? So, confirmation bias, as I said, it is where we go out and we get information to support our own pre-existing belief. We all do it. We all do it, unconsciously. We'll do it naturally. Some of us do it deliberately, and sometimes it can be dangerous. Unfortunately, some of the people who do it and it's starting to get dangerous don't necessarily know they are doing it. So we need to really start looking out for each other, yeah? And don't be afraid to engage with people who you can see aren't engaging. Talk to people, especially if they don't agree with your opinion. Yeah, if they don't agree with you, go and talk to them. You might be surprised. You can have a good conversation. Yeah, folks. Thank you for watching to the end. Thank you for listening. Hopefully, if you didn't know what it was before, you got an idea of what confirmation bias is, and you got an idea of how it can affect people, and also you've got an idea of how you might be affected by it, and how you now might want to change and try and stop it. So, I'll see you again soon.